Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I want to talk about something that was on my mind, and I was like, let me share this because maybe someone needs to hear it, and maybe this will, help you understand. Because look, a lot of people have narcissistic tendencies, you know what I'm saying? But the narcissist, there's just something like really wrong with them. Like, I can't even explain. Like, sometimes I want to say that they lack intelligence, right? Like, they're dumb. But at the same time, right, you know that they can be very intelligent. Some of them even are very great in business, or are really great musicians, are very quick learners when it comes to stuff that they want to pay attention to and that they can focus on, because they're all over the fucking place sometimes, right? And you understand many parts of them because they seem human. You relate. As human beings, we want to relate to other human beings as much as we don't want to admit it. And we always find imperfections about people, and people always try to find imperfections about you. And there's this big ass disconnection, and you understand that, but you as an empath also are aware that a lot of people don't understand that, and they're not connected to other human beings because they're not even connected with themselves, because they're not fucking human. Some of them, it's like they live in the fake virtual reality and they bring that shit into the physical realm. You know what I'm saying? And as someone who's been around a narcissist for many years, in a relationship with them, and been around them when it comes to family, friends, you realize, right, how fucked up it is, because you're like, I'm not close to everybody. I'm close to the people who have crossed my paths. And at the end of the day, when you're by yourself, all you got is your memories, your good memories, your bad memories. And at some point, you don't even want to make any memories anymore, because every memory that you have that is good also comes with bad memories. So you search for people who think like you, who move like you, and you don't find those people because you realize that the journey that you're on is meant to be you in this virtual fucking prison. You understand that. And because you understand that, and you thought the narcissist understood that because you're talking to artificial intelligence, they seem so real. They make it seem like you the fake motherfucker, if anything. And in a lot of ways, you know that you don't understand certain things, but you also understand that you got a human aspect to you, that the narcissist, that pain you were feeling, all the tears, you understand that they couldn't even connect to the emotions of a human being. They couldn't even connect to you as a human being. And I remember telling the narcissist, like, you know what hurts the most? That I've talked to you about shit that, people have done to me, how I have a lot of forgiveness and love for them. And if they were to really sincerely apologize and show change in their character, I wouldn't care about moving past it, because at the end of the day, life is about who you connect to, and you didn't connect to those people for no reason. Even your own family, you didn't ask to be connected to them by blood, but you are. So it must mean something. And even if it might not mean nothing at all, because this is all a fucking game, it's all we got. And you understand that. It's like, bitch, it's all we got. Don't y'all understand that? And they're like, no, we want to move away. We want to steal. We want to be all about ourselves. We're paranoid. We don't trust nobody. Bitch, we feel the same way too. So who's gaslighting who? Because every move you make is always going to be beneficial to you, as much as you say that I'm the evil person. And because you're supposed to be living better now with the new supply, your life has changed. And now you look back and they're even calling you the narcissist because you're depressed, you're down and out, your whole life has been turned upside down. You've grew accustomed to your new reality, you've accepted it, you're very humble about it, but at the same time, you know that you're not living You know you're not living. You know that you're not, it's like the peace is gone. And you also understand that at some point the peace was going to be gone, and you understood that already. You already understood. You were already programmed, prepared for what was coming. Everything was preparing you. You already knew, hey, I already know what emotions I'm going to feel later on. That's what the narcissist wants me to feel. That's what they were hoping for, because that's how they fucking feel all the time. But yet, when they're happy with the new supply, they're basically looking at you like, I ran away from my karma. I got away from you. And a lot of times you look back at their desperation to be with you, how desperate they were during certain hoovers, like their life depended on you. I remember telling the narcissist, like, the fact that I've shared all these things with you, we've shared things with each other. I thought we knew each other. I thought you knew everything about me. I thought you knew my soul the way nobody else, not even my own family, knows my soul. You know what I'm saying? I forgive them, because I understand a lot of times we were all living in our own realities. So I get it. But at the same time, you're the first person that I felt knew my soul in that way, and that type of betrayal, because the loyalty you carry for them, it hurts. It crushes you. It makes you feel hopeless. Like, how could you share your most intimate parts of everything that you are with a fucking fraud, you know? And the narcissist, they feel like you're never gonna wake up, or you're never even gonna understand the damage. And then when they realize, okay, it's gonna take you a minute to get it, and when you do, you're gonna want to kill me. You're gonna want to hurt me. You're gonna wish bad on me. You're gonna wish I feel how you feel, and that's not gonna happen, because I'm always one step ahead. And that's why I would hoover you and make you, basically desperately make you take me back, even force myself in your life, stalked you, did all these things, because I know what it's like to be lonely, and I wasn't gonna have that happen to me again. And that's why every time I try to play you, it never worked out the way I wanted it to work out, because the people that I'm attracted to a lot of times just want to use me. And when I ain't got no money, they really not fucking with me like that, because they want shit. They can go fuck a rich dude. So they have more value than you, because you're willing to take me even at my lowest. That's how they look at you. They looking at you like, the narcissist is always attracted to people that are gonna fuck them over. And what's crazy about it is that they'll be so delusional about it that when you're giving them, you're telling them, you're trying to tell them your worth, your value, the morals that you have that are gonna make you different from that new supply. You're trying to tell them everything. You're trying to tell them who that person is. And they're like, oh, bitch, you got it figured out. You got this shit. You right. That is the type of woman that I like, that I'm attracted to. I know what the fuck I'm dealing with, but I know how to handle this type of bitch. I know how to handle. That's how they looking at it. I'm just being honest. Excuse my language. But that's how they're looking at it. They're attracted to people who don't fuck with them like that, even in friendships, even in work relationships, in any aspects of life. They're attracted to those type of people because that's who they are. But at the same time, they know a lot of times they're reaching for people who are out of their league. So they always need you as a backup supply, because they're used to being hurt. They're used to submitting to a certain type of Jezebel, a type of narcissist man. They're used to submitting to those type of people. That's why I made a video on the narcissist really in love with the Jezebel spirit years ago. I already knew that's what it was, because when I left that relationship and I got with someone I really didn't fuck with like that, and I didn't really feel how he felt about me, but I knew how much power I had over him. I said, oh shit, this is how the narcissist feels. I felt like I'm not cheating or I'm not doing nothing to hurt this man, but I also know that he's a good person, but I also know that that's what I need in my life after everything I've been through. But I also felt like, am I wrong for wanting something that I know I want, but at the same time, I don't feel that spark like I did right? Like the narcissist fucked that up for me. And then you start to feel what the narcissist feels. Oh, that's how they feel. Like they know you're a good person. They know you're an empath, but they're still drawn to that Jezebel entity. Even if it's not the same person they go to from their past, it could be a new Jezebel. They're still attracted to that spirit. Just like when you leave the narcissist alone and you realize what they did to you, and you start seeing the narcissist spirit popping up all over the fucking place, and you reject that demonic entity, right? You reject that shit. The narcissist doesn't reject it. They're searching for it. They're looking for it. And the more they're looking for it, it's not around. So you're like, oh, why won't they get with the Jezebel spirit and stop fucking with me? Because the Jezebel spirit won't be around unless she needs something. And a lot of times the narcissist is the one who needs someone who's in that position to make them submit. And when they find that person, they use you as a tool to ease their pain. And I remember that because I remember the pain in the narcissist's eyes, the tears, and I said to myself, my intuition said, them tears ain't for you, bitch. Them tears for that other bitch. And I said, are you crying for somebody else? And I'm looking at him like disgusted, right? And he gets his whole spirit got angry. He just turned angry like a wild animal, wild beast. But I could see the look of a liar in his eyes. I'm like, this motherfucker is a liar. And I was even like shocked, like, this motherfucker is so sprung out on the Jezebel spirit entity that they don't even like, just like you can't stop fucking with the narcissist, they can't stop fucking with the Jezebel spirit. And you're looking at them disgusted, right? You're like, it's not just how you're saying that people are treating you. That's what you're doing to me. And bitch, if it's gonna end bad for me, what you think is gonna happen to you? So let's get it together. Let's get it together, sir, ma'am, to make our life better in this fucking prison, bitch. We got stuff set up like this. Sometimes even people in your life are willing to help you, and the narcissists just don't appreciate it because they feel like they're always going to find supply. They're always going to find people that are going to want to help. They're going to want to give people opportunities, and that's not the fucking case. And you know that. Sometimes you're like, I don't gotta keep going from narcissist to learn the lesson. So why do narcissists keep going to the Jezebel spirit? Just like certain narcissists go from Jezebel spirit to Jezebel spirit to Jezebel spirit, right? Certain women who are Jezebels go from narcissist to narcissist to narcissist. So guess what? There's toxic men and women, and they're sitting here fucking with everybody. And once you understand that concept, you know, okay, the narcissists, they're chasing after people who don't fuck with them. And even when I told them and they were mad about it because I'm telling the truth, it's like when you go tell people stuff that the narcissist is doing to you, and people are telling you that motherfucker don't fuck with you like that. And you're like, no, you don't know how they are when they're nice and they're love bombing me. And they're like, yeah, exactly, bitch. They're love bombing you. And you're like, what is that love bomb? That you don't know him, bitch. And you get mad. The moment you tell the narcissist anything about the Jezebel spirit, you're gonna see them get pissed off and mad because they really hurt. And they really some punks, and they really out here trying to make you think like they're super predators and they're this and that, but really a lot of these motherfuckers will submit to you. And that's why grown women, we don't fuck with a lot of these motherfuckers, because we already know we ain't going for your shit, because we know you full of shit. You're an emotional creature. Sometimes you claim it's us. That's why you get off on seeing our emotions, because even though you don't show it, that's who you really are behind closed doors. You're a punk. You're nothing but a punk. And what's crazy, right? They'll leave you for such a fucked up situation because they're driven by the Jezebel spirit. Sometimes they're driven by the looks of it. You know, maybe they feel like the Jezebel spirit, they're more physically attracted to her than you, or they feel like they've already had you for so long, they don't really care anymore, or you're getting older, right? You're not the young new supply, and you thought because someone loves you, because you're watching them, sometimes they're even older than you watching them, and they got more gray hairs than you, and you sitting here like, You see them the same way that you saw them when you met them, because you thought you were connected to their spirit, and you are connected to them, but not in the way that you thought you were connected to them. So then that fucks you up, because if you would have known, you would probably still have love for them, but you wouldn't have stuck around. And that's why the narcissist played on your emotions. And the only reason they were in that position to do so is because they were dealing with a Jezebel. They always were dealing with a Jezebel. That's the only, these people got sex addictions on top of that. They have a demonic entity, multiple demonic entities of all these weird people they be messing with. There's nobody home. The person you're messing with is the memories, the person who was a real person at one point. What you're dealing with is a shell of of that person. You might be attracted to certain things about them, but those things don't really matter when that person is dead in the inside. They're not even a human. They're not even in their body. And as someone who, you went through a lot even in your own life, that you feel like you were almost sleepwalking, you should understand that concept of these people are walkers. They walk amongst us. They look like us. They look like regular human beings. And then when they're hoovering you, like the narcissist, when they hoovered me, they said to me, why can't you speak to me like a normal human being? Or they said some bullshit to me, and I said to myself, I said that to them years ago, and they're repeating what the fuck I said. And their emotions, when they're hoovering you, they're not even hoovering you because they fuck with you. They're hoovering you because they're in pain. And when you start to see that a lot of people, when they're in pain, they don't know how to deal with the pain, they go and they talk to everybody, and they're always talking to everybody. When you've healed, not saying you've healed completely, but when you've healed enough, you don't even look forward to trying to tell nobody nothing. You keep everything to yourself because you already know don't nobody really give a fuck, and they might use what you say against you. So at some point you learn, I can't do that. So when people are doing that, expressing themselves like that, you know that they're not healed. So the fact the narcissist is hoovering you with bullshit and tears and fake empathy, and you know they don't feel sorry for you because they're going to do it again to you, you know they got unhealed trauma. And you know they're not willing, just like you be doing the work by keeping to yourself, dealing with all the stages of anger, emotions that you go through, moments where you really want to fuck them up and revenge them, all the emotions you had to go through, that you know you had to pass through these emotions. They're not willing to do that because they're still stuck on those people that have hurt them. They want those people to care about them. They want that type of entity to love them back the same way, unconditionally. And when you're showing that to them, it scares them, because now they got to stand on their shit and give you what you deserve. But guess what? They not going to give it to you because they feel like I already got it with you. So if I do everything that I'm doing with you that's making you love me when I'm fake love bombing you, if I do these things with someone else, when you tell me all the things that I'm doing wrong and I go do the right things with someone else, they're calculating this is what's going to make that person like me, because that's how dumb the narcissist is. They're like, if I do everything that you like with that person, they'll make me like that. That'll make them like me, because that's what you complain about. Everything you complain about, I'm gonna make sure I don't do it with the other person, because that's where I fuck up at. It's like a child with no game. It's like a child with no game. He needed a daddy. He needed something. And something went on. But it's like everything they're doing is trying to calculate steps ahead of what you're doing or what's going on with you. Then they're like, oh, you always wanted to do this, I'm gonna go do that with them. They're like little kids, like weird ass little kids. And you'll be thinking, oh, they're happy with the new supply, but you know deep down inside that motherfucker is dumb. You know deep down inside that motherfucker ain't got no real empathy, because they can't even apologize to you. You were the man. You were the big man. Actually, you were the one that was forgiving. You were the one to put. You know how like the man is supposed to be like the person in the household that's like, oh, my wife is tripping. Let me overlook that because she's going through hormone issues. She just had a baby. The man is the one who's supposed to be smart, the head of the household. You're supposed to be smart. The woman, emotional. Sometimes you can't, but she be saying some real shit. But sometimes you got to be careful because she might just be emotional and be in reactive mode. So as a man, because you can't go in and react if you're the predator, you're the person, you know, protecting, you can't just go in, but you got to think of the woman is helping you different because she's so emotional. She got so many different things she could come up with, and the man is supposed to rationalize, okay, I see where you coming from over here, and that's how the man's supposed to move. But what the narcissist does is they want to use you as a tool so that they can find their happiness, and you're telling them like the type of happiness they're trying to search is not realistic, because eventually the love bomb stage is going to be gone, and you're like, I'm really down with you, like I got the type of loyalty, a different type of loyalty that you're not going to get from the Jezebel spirit. And they feel so confident in themselves because they've played empaths over and over again, that they feel like they feel like it's earning them stripes. But really, the Jezebel is looking at them like a fool, especially if they don't have money and they just got a whole bunch of kids all over them, a whole bunch of kids. The Jezebel is like, I might give you what you think you want, but I'm going to end up using you because you already have all this baggage. And even though you think you're the man because you got all this baggage, I know you ain't shit because you don't treat me the way you treat them. And I'm never going to let you treat me how you treat them. And that's what keeps the narcissist pouring out to that new supply. But the new supply already sees them as trash, as garbage, as someone who's using them even for their youth. The new supply is not as dumb as the narcissist thinks. That's the thing with the narcissist, especially as they're getting older and they keep chasing after younger supplies. As you see, the children are the future, so they're always going to be they're always going to be in the real world of what's going on, right? There's going to be things that might be going on and you might not be aware of, that they're aware of. There's things that you're aware of that you can help them too, right? We give off each other, but what's going to happen is the new supply, especially if it's someone younger, it's never going to be equal, because she purposely likes it that way, because the narcissist feels like they're in a position of power. And the narcissist also understands that. They also know that. They like that. They're like, thank you, because they like the praise, you know what I'm saying? They like the praise, so they're like, thank you, I like that. Yeah, I like that you think that that's what they're doing. I like that the supply thinks that she's getting over on me, but she don't know I got over on my last supply, and I'm going to do it to them too. I could do it to them if I wanted to, but I'm not going to, because I already did it to somebody else. So this is why they bring up their exes. This is why they bring up other people. They blame you. They'll tell the new person what they did to dog you out, but they'll tell them that they did it for a reason. Like, you know, they'll lie, because they'll feel like that will put them in a position of power with that new supply. But what all it does is it further confirms to the new supply what type of entity they're dealing with, which is the narcissist, because she's dealt with a lot of narcissists. The narcissist dealt with a lot of Jezebels, but they sit there and pretend like they don't really know one another, but they do know one another. Their spirits know what type of entities they are. But they sit there. That's why they play with each other. And while they playing with you, you healing. The empath is healing. When shit not going right with them, the narcissist might pop up, or they might just they cause so much damage, and they know you're so much aware that they won't come back. And they might do things out of jealousy to make you. They might force you to see the new supply. They might send you things. They might post things, whatever the case is. But I always knew, right? You always knew that the narcissist Jezebel, they're playing games out here with good people. they're using good people to heal one another, and then they get with one another in the end, and they pretend like they were always the good people and we were the bad people, and they look down on us and they're like, oh, look at them, they're living that reality. And that was probably the reality they were in. That was probably not even how you grew up in, but now they're talking down on you, right? And now they're the perfect family. And they're like, oh, we do all the right things. We go to church. We do this. We do that. They still over there doing this, that. But they put you in a trap, right? They put you in a trap while they went off. And they know they put other people in a trap. And that's what makes them stay together, because they already know both of us, if we choose to leave at this point, shit gonna go bad for both of us. So they stick together. And sometimes the Jezebel might forget that it's a business arrangement. Sometimes the narcissist might forget, and that's when the people start becoming spiteful. That's when the drama keeps going on, but they already knew it started on a lie. So it's just going, the shit just gonna keep going bad until it just can't get bad no more, or until they're just both so old and tired, they're just like, we live together and sleep in separate rooms, or we, shit like that. They might sleep in the same room, and eventually they're like, oh, we're just gonna sleep in separate rooms. Like, you like to do this at this time. We've been not get along. We don't like sleeping with each other. Our demons are aggravated with one another. I get nightmares sleeping with you, bitch. I'm gonna go to the couch or to the other room. You know what I'm saying? It get to that point, and you're like, why don't y'all just sleep together? What's the big deal? Y'all don't like each other, but why don't you just sleep together? And it's like, nah, I hate this motherfucker. It's like hate, resentment. But when their friends come around, they'll sit here and talk about you, the old supply. They'll sit there and talk about how they hurt you, how they left you for dead, how you're doing worse than them, how you tried to bring them down, and you're the narcissist, you're the Jezebel. And it's like, that if you were in the same room, that they don't even want you both in the same room so you can confront them. They'll go into hiding because they don't even want you to confront them about shit. They don't want you, they don't want confrontation. They don't want you telling the truth to the new supply, to anybody, because they'll just be confirming what everybody already knows. So there's really no point on you confirming anything with anybody, because everybody gonna confirm it for themselves. Eventually, the narcissist always tells on themselves. Sometimes you be thinking they're real life stupid. You're like, is this person real life dumb? No, they think that you're dumb. It's not that they're dumb, it's that they are dumb, but it's like they think that you're dumber than them. And then when you're like, no, I'm not that dumb, they'll want to keep lying to you as if I'm better than you. And if I say this is what it is, the sky is green, then it's green. And then, oh, well, if you're not going to submit to me, I'll go to somebody else. And if you let them go about their way and they ain't got nobody else, guess what? Now they stalking you. Now they talking shit to you. Now they're trying to make you hurt. They're sending you things to hurt you, blackmail you, whatever the case, Spiteful, evil people that just use people to fulfill their own sick trauma of what they went through, the pain, the hurt they feel. They feel like, oh, other people got to feel this shit because I feel it. I can't deal with it no more. I can't deal with it no more. The empath feels the same way, but you still trying to figure out why the fuck they do shit that you soak in that pain, and they sitting there pouring that shit to everybody. You're wondering what makes you different from them. What makes you human? Why are they not human? What is being a human? What the hell is this? You know what I mean? You start questioning reality because you're like, this is all I see. And once you realize that, them being with the new supply don't even matter to you. You realize life ain't about that. It's about surviving this shit and trying to find moments of happiness to share with people that care about you. So the fact that these people, you're a part of their story. There's millions of people in this world, and these are the people that were in your story, and they're always gonna remember what they've done to you. They're always gonna remember when they're being dogged out by the new supply. They're gonna remember what you said. They're gonna hate you for saying that shit. They're gonna hate you for being right, for always being right when you were trying to help them. because you saw that they were blind, because you felt the same blindness being with them. You were like, look, what you're doing to them, you're doing to me. You're telling them, but they don't care. Because they feel like it's not going to happen to them. Just like people, they start researching narcissism and they're like, yeah, they got all these signs, but I don't think he's a narcissist. Like, they don't even know the person that I'm with. Yeah, they check all the red flags, but they don't know them. We've been intimate. We had intimate moments. Intimate moments don't mean shit when you a snake. It don't mean shit when you dead and you just looking for blood. You're looking for energy, any energy you can get, because your life sucks, because you're bored. You get bored quickly. You don't care. Once you feel like you got people got you figured out, or people feel like they put their guard down, now you're bored. I got you figured out, now I'm bored. That's why when you come across narcissists, they can't figure you out, and you're gonna see they're all over the fucking place, and they can't read your mind because you don't tell your every fucking thoughts to people. Now they don't like you. They're like, oh, she was nice, she was cool, she joked with me, but she don't be sharing personal shit for no reason with me. And then the moment that you do open up to them, they try to get you talking. And then once you start talking and you think what you're saying is innocent, you ain't saying nothing crazy. And now you feel like they start giving you the energy like they don't really care about the things that you're sharing with them. And then you're sharing things, trying to relate to them like a human being. And you're seeing that they're not relating to you in any kind of way. And they think that you're not catching their eye movements. You're not catching their energy or anything. They think you're so dumb. And they're like, yeah, bitch, now I got you talking. And then you're like, oh, this motherfucker got me talking now. And they were full of shit. And now you don't say nothing no more. And now they're quiet. And now you feel like your energy